Time now for the Sports Six-Pack with Andrew Rogers.
And it's time to crack open an ice-cold beer. We've got your questions loaded up. Thanks for sending them in. Andrew Rogers, Sugar Shane Schillerberg on the board. He will fire your questions away. And hey, if you're looking for the best spot to maybe drink a six-pack, head over to Hale Varsity Club. That's the place to do it. It's the best place to watch sports all weekend. And you get to see us sometimes in the morning. Damon Benning and myself, whenever we record, if you are there early enough, I would say, when doors open. But hey, this is a six-pack. That's what we're focused on now. Shane, kick us off.
Question number 1.
Creighton won by 29 for the third straight game. If you're Texas Tech, what are you most nervous about come Monday?
I'm nervous about covering every Creighton player on the floor that stretches 9 deep on the bench. There are no flaws to this Creighton team early on. The only thing that anybody really noticed against St. Thomas was that they didn't shoot it all that well. But the way they've been shooting, the way they've been flowing, their relationships with one another on the floor, their chemistry, it's so crazy awesome in a way to see how quickly Baylor Shireman inserted himself as a member of this offense, but also how easy it was for the rest of the returners to bring him in and make him an impact player right away. Because for those that don't remember, Creighton returned 5 of their top 7 scorers from the team last year that advanced to the round of 32.
Is winning by 30 in college basketball 3 games in a row comparable to getting 150 yards for a running back in the NFL 3 games in a row?
Well, no, I would say in a way I know where you're going with that, but the strength of the opponent, right, in college basketball matters because you are taking a top 10 team in the country and you're facing off against I don't want to call them, I hate really knocking on programs, so I hate using the term weak, but, below average. No, that's probably even a worse way to describe it. I'm going to stick with weak. Like a weaker program opposed to Creighton. It's what it is, right, at the end of the day. But when you look at the NFL, even if you take the worst team in the NFL, they're still a very good football team because they're built with some of the best players from all over.
Yeah.
So I would say no, but I know where your head's going.
Question number 2.
The Bills/Browns game is being moved due to a snowstorm. What is the worst field conditions you've ever played in?
Well, I stopped after high school, but high school would have been there's a story. I think it was homecoming, the homecoming soccer game. It was a monsoon in St. Louis, and we played on a pond, essentially. We would kick the soccer ball, and it'd be one of those things as if you say you were hitting a golf ball through like a bunch of I don't know.
Playing golf in the rain is terrible.
Yeah, it is. It is. But what I'm going at here is how people line up boards after one another. It's almost like if you're doing karate, right? And you're trying to slash right through 10 boards. Okay. And eventually it's going to stop, right?
Right.
Because you can't get all the way through unless you're, massively strong, or it depends on the size of the blocks and things like that. But it was like that when you were kicking the soccer ball. You would kick the ball and it would stop just on a dime. It wouldn't even move. We ended up winning the game 1-0. I don't know how we ended up scoring, but the ball just, it was magnetic.
I'm going to guess wide receiver for you.
Well, soccer. So I was a sweeper.
Oh.
My parents never let me play football.
Oh.
So
wrong football.
Yeah, wrong football. This is football. No, I always wanted to play football. Always. But they never let me because my uncles had a bunch of knee injuries.
Oh, from football?
From football. But they were linemen. I'm like, look at me. Do I look like a lineman? They're like, you can play kicker. I'm like, well, I might as well play soccer.
Question number 3.
I'll ask you again. Are the Packers done?
Yes, they are.
Good.
Yesterday we talked if the Packers still had playoff hopes, and I'm like, potentially. based on where they were in the standings, but I watched them play football on Thursday night, and they do not look like a playoff team one bit. Aaron Rodgers, not good.
No.
He's not good.
No.
Talk about a complete fall flat on your face after winning an MVP. I've never seen a sharper turnaround. Some of the balls that he threw last night did not look like Aaron Rodgers' balls of the past, especially the throw to Sammy Watkins wide open in the middle of the field, and he missed him by 5 yards.
How long ago does that seem? The winning MVP. Doesn't it seem like just like 5-6 years ago?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
Compared on where he's at now, yeah, it does. It seems like he probably won the MVP back in 2009.
Yeah,
instead of 2021 rather. Sorry, we're in the year of 2022. But yeah, the Packers aren't making the playoffs. I'd put money on them to miss, but I know that would be, minus money at this point because it's probably minus like 250 for them to miss the playoffs. There's no way Vegas is even having them in the discussion of the NFL playoffs.
Are you putting money on the Monday game, by the way? Creighton?
Yeah, probably. I put money on every game. In regards to what I'll play in that game, who's the favorite? Is it Texas Tech or is it Creighton? I would assume it's Creighton. Texas Tech is like, 26th in the country right now in the rankings?
Right.
So what, Creighton favored by how many points? Not up yet.
I don't think
They are given a 50.4% chance to win on ESPN. The way Creighton's shooting the ball, I'm not betting against them. No shot. I'm taking their money line.
Question number 4.
Predict the player who scores not 1 but 2 touchdowns this weekend.
Trey Palmer.
Oh, that was easy.
No, I don't know. If it's not Trey Palmer, I'm assuming this question's an NFL-related question too. So if we look at the NFL schedule for Week 11, I like to, more often than not, take a running back versus a receiver. I just think running backs tend to find the end zone more, and there's less of a spread when you're searching for a touchdown. I don't hate Brian Robinson, which is probably good odds, facing the Texans' worst defense against the run in the NFL. I also don't hate Saquon Barkley against the Lions this week. That game in New York and, New Jersey. If I know anything about the weather up there, it's going to be cold. As we know, there's a snowstorm, as you already alluded to, in that Browns-Bills game, which caused it to be moved. Now, not to say that snow is going to find its way to New York, but I know the cold weather is going to be up there. And anytime there's cold weather, I always prefer a running back. So I would say one of those two, but I'll stick with Brian Robinson and the worst rush defense in the NFL.
Okay.
Question number 5.
So, Andrew, you don't have Sandy anymore, but how about Goldy winning MVP?
Yeah, baby. We have Goldy, though.
How about...
We don't have the Cy Young winner, but we sure as heck have the MVP. Your St. Louis Cardinals. Hey, can you tell me who the last MVP for the Cardinals was?
No, I can't.
Come on, take a guess. You know.
Is it Albert?
Yeah, baby. Fist bump to that. Nice work, Shaner. Stepped out of screen to give Shaner a fist bump there. Yeah, it was Albert, then Goldy. So how about that? 2 first basemen. No, it's
Albert Pujols.
Yeah, seriously. What, 703 for the Cardinals legend? But no, Goldy had a tremendous year. Tremendous. I mean, there was nobody in the NL that really competed with his batting numbers. Manny Machado would have if he had played a full season, but Nolan Arenado, you combine his offensive production and defensive production, and Goldy played tremendously defensively too. But just Goldy, to me, seemed like the unmatched favorite in that grouping just because his numbers were just outrageous. Outrageously good.
Solid gold.
Solid gold.
Question number 6.
Would you rather have telekinesis, the ability to move things with your mind, or telepathy?
Telepathy.
Hey, I've had 6 beers already.
The
The ability to read minds.
So, ability to move things with your mind or ability to read minds. I mean, it'd be kind of cool to have telekinesis and
Telekinesis, that's it.
in result to like, all the channel changers all the way over there, or my phone's on the kitchen table, and then you can like summon it to yourself. Same thing with like, I don't know, can you summon a beer out of the fridge? Maybe our last beer in the 6-pack. But telepathy would be kind of cool too. But is it the ability to read everybody's minds and like at the same time? Or if I wanted to just read your mind?
That would be crazy.
Right.
Because if you were on the sports field and you were trying to read everybody's, 11 guys there,
I'd have a headache.
You'd have a headache.
Yeah. If I could pinpoint.
Now, if you were playing baseball and you're able to read what the pitcher is going to throw to you.
Right. It would have to be, I would have telepathy if I could focus on one person.
It'd have to be baseball.
It would, and it could be football because I could focus on the quarterback. Like, I could, if I play safety and I'm like, okay, it's going to be a run play. Like, okay, well then I'm going to blitz. Or if it's, hey, I know it's going to be a pass play to X receiver, I'm going to fade that direction. So it could work as long as I said you can focus on one person, which that was not described as if voices are coming all over the place. So I'm sticking with telepathy.
Feeling tipsy yet? Catch more of Andrew Rogers from 7 to 9 in the morning on Hail Varsity Radio.